This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by John Docherty over Zoom. John, first and foremost, how are you doing?
I'm doing all good. Just watching an episode of Prison Break. So as I'm in camp, so I'm not doing much really. Just chilling really today. Day off today.
It's a day off, but obviously you're only a matter of days away from being able to get back into the ring now, John. Are you surprised at all that you've been able to get back in so quickly after obviously previously fighting at Fight Camp?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't think I was going to fight this year. But obviously I've got a good team around me, and Tony Sims and Charles and that got in contact with Eddie and got me on the show. I mean, I didn't think I was going to be out before the end of the year, no. But thankful I've got a good team around me and they've got me out, do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of excitement building around you, John. Obviously, on the back of your performance in Fight Camp as well, it's continued to build. Is this the right step up now for you in Jack Cullen? Originally, you was meant to face Jack Armfield, but do you feel that this is kind of another good indicator as to where your career is going?
Yeah, definitely. But I know what the excuses are going to be after I beat him or knock him out. Is he's just moved up from middleweight, and he had a bad performance against actually. I mean, there's always them signs on after you knock somebody out or beat somebody well. Do you know what I mean? So I've just got them all coming. Do you know what I mean? But listen, it is a good step up to what I've been fighting, and my last performance was quite a bad performance, to be fair with you, and I needed to do a lot of rights what I've done wrong in my last fight, and I've been back in the gym, and I've been training. We've been training for a tall opponent anyway, because Anfield was tall anyway. So this fight actually with Jack Cullen actually got offered to me first, and he turned it down and said no, and then he ended up fighting Jamie Cox. So this fight got announced to him, put to him first, but he turned it down, and he fought Jamie Cox. So he should have just took it at the start, but obviously he hasn't got confidence on beating me, because he would have just took it at the start, but he didn't. But he's really actually been pushed into this fight because Eddie Hearn has obviously said to him, if you don't take this fight, you're not going to get a fight before Christmas. So he's had no option to say yes this time.
What fight would you have preferred, John? Would you have preferred the Jack Armfield fight you was preparing for, or obviously Jack Cullen that you are going to be fighting on Saturday?
Probably the same. I'd say Anfield. Anfield was fought more like a better performance. I know he was out for a few years and that there, but I thought that would have been a harder fight. But listen, it is what it is. They've actually got kind of the same style, but Cullen stands a bit more and trades a bit more, and that will make it a much more easier fight for me.
Let's obviously move on to the fight a bit more. With Jack, are you feeling any pressure now, John, to deliver a standout performance almost to kind of put everybody on notice in the division?
This performance has to be a standout performance, yes. It has to be like, well, my last performance wasn't. It was obviously the only fight I got out of it was a stoppage. Do you know what I mean? Before I never boxed really well, and if anyone's looking at last fight, they'll be thinking, oh, we'll beat John Docherty easy, and that's any right too. Do you know what I mean? The way I box, but this performance here, I know I can beat Jack Cullen. I know for a fact I can, but it's just how I'm going to do it, and how I've been training in the gym. Been sparring 12 rounds and listening to Tony, and I'll do a good job in Jack Cullen. I've got to look good doing it. I mean, I've got to put the division on notice. With that last performance, this performance, I'm going to put it on notice, and then they're going to know who I am. Do you know what I mean? But as I said, I know what the excuse is going to be after I beat him. Oh, he's just moved up from middleweight. It was just, there's them excuses at the end of after you look good. Do you know what I mean?
You mentioned obviously the Zach Chelli fight earlier. We know we know a campmate of yours has previously fought Jack Cullen in Felix Cash. Is there kind of a pressure again on you to try and better the performance that Felix produced? Has Felix been bantering you about that?
He hasn't been bantering me. Not really, not much really. But in the back of my head, yeah, I want to stop him quicker. But listen, I'm not going to go in there looking for the stoppage as I do in every single fight. My last fight, I went in there looking for the big shot too much, and I didn't perform good. So I'm just going to go in there, let my shots go. And when I do let my shots go, he won't be able to stand up to them. I know for a fact they won't. He never did it on middleweight, and he won't do it. Definitely not super middleweight. So, yeah, I'll be going in there to try and knock him out quicker than Felix.
You come away with a victory on Saturday, John. Where does it kind of leave you then in your eyes? You've beaten a very good domestic fighter, but then you look across the rest of the scene. Who do you kind of have in your kind of eyesight?
I've got no one in my sight. I've just got the British title. If that's the fight after this, or the end of next year, or the beginning of next year, whoever it will be, I'll have to fight. The British title's always been one of my belts I want to win, and win outright. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to win it and just vacate it. Do you know what I mean? I want to win it outright, and with doing that, I've got to win this fight on Saturday, obviously, and look good doing it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not looking past Jack Cullen. He's coming here to win. Do you know what I mean? And I've got my eyes on no one. I've just got my eyes on the British title. So whoever's got the British title, when it's my time to fight for it, I'll have to go through them.
John, I know somebody who you're not necessarily keen on has previously been kind of very vocal around one of his own fights and certainly upset a lot of people in Idris Virgo. I remember on the back of that, obviously, you was more than happy to fight him. You was looking to make that fight. Nothing seemed to have come of it. Is that somebody who you could see yourself facing in 2021, or do you think that it's just a fight that, by all accounts, just won't happen?
It just won't happen. He wants to fight at middleweight now. That fight's just past. It's gone now. He's got no chance of fighting me ever again. And listen, I wish him all the best. Whatever he's trying to get out of boxing and whatever he's trying to do, I don't have a clue what he's trying to get out of it. But listen, I wish him all the best, and I hopefully he wins titles and does what he can do. Do you know what I mean? I've got no. Well, I'm not going to say I haven't got hate for him, because I do, because what he was doing to a journeyman. Do you know what I mean? If I did get him in there, I would have hurt him. But listen, I never got him in the ring, and he knows what he's doing. He knows how to play his cards. That's what I'm going to say about him now. I wish him all the best, and me and him will never fight.
John, I just want to touch on Conor Benn as well. Obviously, Conor, your campmate, getting ready for his own fight the week after yours against Sebastian Formella. How's Conor been looking?
Very good. Conor Benn he's improved that much since I've been down here. He has improved a lot, and he's looking to shine this fight, and all he's running and that there, he's beating all these targets. Do you know what I mean? And he's just improving all round fighter. He's even in sparring. When I'm watching the sparring now, he's listening to Tony, and he's looking very good. And then do you know what? I'm looking actually forward to his next fight, because I know how good he's been looking in the gym and how much better he's been looking. So he's just got to go out there and show it now. Do you know what I mean? There's sometimes you'll go in a ring and not perform, but he's looking very good in camp just now, and I see him doing a job in this next boy's fighting.
John, just pick that back up there. Just something at my door. Yeah, we've seen Conor. He had those ambitions to step back up. He had those ambitions to go and fight for the British title, but the fight with Chris Jenkins just couldn't get made in the end. Now we've seen him step up through the levels, looking at that European and that world scene with his fight with Sebastian Formella. There's been a number of fighters who have gone through the Matchroom gym who have been world level, have been world champions, and you've got an incredible amateur background yourself where you've gone on to fight the best around the world. Do you see in kind of Benn now somebody who is ready for kind of a world scene?
Yeah, definitely. You don't know who he's in with all them top fighters. Do you know what I mean? If he's in with somebody good, do you know what I mean? But the way I've been seeing him working and sparring and with Tony, and that, he's been looking very good. And to get the best out of Conor, you're going to need a good opponent in with him. And this is a little gauge we're going to get out of this opponent here, isn't it? I think he's fought Sean Porter and all that. Do you know what I mean? He's fought some good fighters. Do you know what I mean? So Conor Benn will get a gauge where he's at. And this is not an easy fight he's took. And everyone knows that. Do you know what I mean? And fair play to Conor. He's took a big jump from the British title to that there now. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, things didn't work out for the British title. Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, they don't get on, as you know. So it could happen to a lot of people out there. Do you know what I mean? Conor Benn doesn't want to wait around. He wants to fight. So the only best way to do it is take this chance he took. And listen, it's a gamble. And I think the gamble's going to pay off, and he's going to look very good on the night. And world level, obviously, there's a lot of top world level fighters at his weight. Do you know what I mean? So, as I said, you'll go by his performance here. This will be a test for him.
John, just a final thing from myself. You've obviously got the experience of boxing behind closed doors with the Fight Camp show. In an arena, I imagine it will be very different for yourself to kind of get used to the surroundings. It's obviously enclosed. You'll probably be able to hear things a lot clearer because it's a tight venue. How are you kind of preparing a different kind of mentality heading into that fight, and are you prepared for a different type of atmosphere?
Yeah, obviously that number one was outside and this one's inside. That's all I really get over. I'm not really bothered where I fight. If I fight in a phone box, I'm not bothered. Do you know what I mean? I'm going there to do a job, and that's walk through Jack Cullen. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm going to do. it's just a ring. We're getting in the ring and we're doing the exact same thing. Obviously, I think it affects Jack Cullen because I think he sells a lot of tickets, and I think he needs his fans there to shout him on. He does sell a lot of tickets, so with him, I do think it'll affect him. But me, I'm not really bothered. I don't sell much tickets. The only ones that come to my fight is my wife, my dad, my mum. That's the only ones that come to my fight. So I'm just going there to do a job and listen to Tony and perform on the night.
John, one thing I forgot to ask, I was going to quickly ask you about now. So we've seen Canelo's come out and he's officially left kind of Golden Boy and what have you there, and he's talking about a potential fight with Caleb-Plant. Your thoughts, John, if we was to see Canelo versus Caleb-Plant?
That's a good fight. That another boy, I've been watching him, and he's a very good fighter, and that's a good fight. But I just can't see no one beating Canelo. Canelo is a hell of a fighter, and he's one of the pound for pounds out there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. That boy's going to fight. He is a good fighter. I've been watching him, but he's never fought a proper elite fighter yet, and Canelo was one of them elite fighters. So I've just got Canelo beating him if them two do fight, if that is any trueness. But if he fights John Ryder will smash him.
John, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. I'm sure I'll speak to you soon. Obviously, best of luck with the rest of this week and, of course, fight night. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you very much, Paul. Cheers. Thanks for your time now, yeah?